It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego la wa mo la mo do. My ego diary, my ego number one. My ego la wa mo la mo do. My ego diary, my ego number one. My ego ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. My ego diary, my ego number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. My ego diary, my ego number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí. Máyégún diary, my ego number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún diary, my ego number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Máyégún máa wí. Máyégún diary, my ego number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún diary, my ego number one. Máyégún diary politico. Máyégún diary, my ego number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún. Máyégún diary, my ego number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Máyégún diary, my ego number one. Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Máyégún diary, my ego number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò.
Máyégún ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò.
Máyégún ti dé.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are watching us. This is Mayegun live. And thank you very much for joining me in Carlos' voice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, brethren, as you are joining us at this moment, remember, you have to read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Please read the description of the broadcast as well. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell all of them that Mayegun today. Thank you. And then to our newcomers, because the last few hours, should I say the last 24 hours, I've seen us receive some new subscribers onto this platform. So if you are new here, it is like, we call this place the Temple of Truth. The Temple of Uncomfortable Truth. We do storytelling about the happenings in that contraption. It is not your regular YouTube channel. So if you want to know in detail the happenings in that contraption and how much it affects you directly or indirectly, this is a place to be. So if this is your first time of joining us live, you can raise up your hand so that your neighbor can say welcome to you. Hello. And I bet that some of you too should be put on notice that on this platform, we do not do political correctness. That means we have no respect for the people that have no respect for us, especially those who have a soft spot for the APC. Egbekegbe. This may not be your, it may not really be your thing. So before the end of this broadcast, maybe some of you would have to take back your suspicion, because if it is not aligning with your ways, we do not have respect for those who have no respect for us. The criminal politicians in that contraption called Nigeria. So therefore, whether they are young or they are old, we do not have any respect for them. Secondly, like, as I put it earlier, that we do not do political correctness. I want you to know that we on this platform, majority of us are not pro one Nigeria. Do you understand? We are, in fact, interested and advocates of the breakup of Nigeria, so that everybody can go back to their own nations, which we believe is forced together despite all our differences. That's the second one. Thirdly, we do not have any respect for pulpit bandits. With no insult or disrespect to your religion, we respect all religions. But we also know that in Nigeria, there are those who have taken advantage of your faith in manipulating you for the ruiners and the destroyers of that contraption. So when we go for these pulpit bandits, these jihadist criminals, it is not an attack on your religion, just in case if you would take offense. Anything and everything else we likely have a lot to share in common, because there is something that I believe that whether you are for one Nigeria, okay, and that your one Nigeria is not this one, no. Your one Nigeria is, as you do tell yourselves, a Nigeria that works for everybody is possible. Your new Nigeria is possible stuff, right? Which means you are not in you are not in bed with the current arrangements. So yeah. So if you are also a pro break it up to save lives, then we have something in common, because we have a common enemy. And that is the people who continue to keep this contraption together for their own sake. So that is why we can be friends in this temple. And when I say we don't have any respect for these guys, I am talking about being very, very insultive. You understand what that means? We know they cover mouth. If we want to say somebody is Olori Buruku, we say you are Olori Buruku, you are unfortunate, we will kill you. We know they cover ram, share you get. So that you don't begin to feel like, watch your language. Don't ever tell Mayegun to watch his mouth. Though. That is another thing that is not allowed here. We believe that there are some of you who are like the typical Ronukus. Let me give you some names so that you can understand. We have the people we called the Buharidins, the Buhari Didiris. You see this, the Buharidins and the Buhari Didiris. These are those who supported APC, Egbekegbe, and then Bokwari because of their religion affiliation, and they are males, young male idiots supporting APC. Egbekegbe, because of Buhari, we call them the Buharidins, the Buhari Didiris, the Buhari Dinotus, and the Buhari Dijatus. These are the female version of the Buharidins, still using religion, hiding behind religion in support of APC. Then we have the Buharishukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unekaharis. These are the typical self-hating Igbos who support APC. Then we have the obedient fools. The obedient fools are the fools that would give any reason and every reason to justify the madness that APC, Egbekegbe, represents. The sophisticated morons are the ones who pretended to be educated. They act like they are educated so they can give you nuances by explaining away the the destructive and then the evil agendas and policies of APC. Egbekegbe, we call them the sophisticated morons. Then we have the ones we call the on-board slaves, the voluntary slaves. These are the ones whose lives have already spoiled. They have no real hope in life. So as it is, they believe that nobody should be fighting the people with power and money. To them, why are you fighting people with power? Why are you fighting or criticizing people with money? We call them the voluntary slaves and on-board slaves. Then we have the ones who are like a Diabrodian Buhari idiots. Those ones are called the Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers. You see, the Mumumadus are the ones who have left Nigeria for years. You know, remember when Nigeria still had about 21 states, about 12 states, Gongola state, Bende state, back in the 70s, right? Those ones are, they live abroad. They don't have any mission of going back to Nigeria. But that is why they support APC. Egbekegbe, whatever they are doing in Nigeria, it's like APC is like the Punisher. To those of you aspiring to be great in life, but APC is to kill that your dream, destroy that your opportunity. But they support them from abroad. They are losers. They left Nigeria years ago. But right now, they are already lost in that place. They are like, not like they are underachievers. They are like no achievers at all. So APC as a Punisher is like they bring equality So to those of you aspiring to be somebody in life, APC take that away from you. So they have lost their own way. They live abroad. They don't have any plan of coming back to Nigeria anymore. Okay? Then we have the ones we call the mumu lecturers. These are the ones who left Nigeria. Most of them are lecturers. So most of them, they pretended to be educated. Do you understand? They are pretty much like the sophisticated morons in Nigeria. Okay? So, but they live abroad. They love Nigeria from abroad. Then we have the ones we call the mumu lecturers. The mumu lecturers are the ones, the Bele lecturers rather. The Bele lecturers are the ones who will tell you and explain away all the bad policies, the evil of APC, Egbekegbe in Nigeria. But they are not doing it for free. They are doing it for their bellies, right? They are doing it for a time when they will be invited to come to the table and eat. But when Bokwari finished his term, his destructive, murderous term, then they brought in Kolu. Kolu is, you know that Koli that usually kills the chicken during the rainy season. That no matter what you try to give to the chicken, right, to revive it, it will still pretty much like pie. So thiefnubu is like that Kolu that will eventually kill a lot of innocent people. Is doing it already. So when thiefnubu came on board, most of these Buhari idiots, cyberbarians, right, they metamorphosed into bat idiots, Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris. And indeed, they are now pretty much like repeating exactly what they defended for 8 years. So there are some of you who are like that. And you can't really hide. You can pretend to be a reasonable person. But on Mayegun's diary political, you can't really hide it. So the only people that have problems with Mayegun are mostly the people that are closet supporters of this evil. They tell me to watch my language. They tell me to be respectful. On Mayegun's diary political, we generally believe that, listen to this one though, foolish people also grow old. So that somebody is older, doesn't make them a good person or doesn't make them, intelligent. They are still pretty much fool. So same way with criminals. Criminals also grow old. And we've also found out the thin line between the criminal politicians and the criminal religious leaders in Nigeria, working hand in hand, giving the people the false hope that Nigeria will be better if they pray. So because of that, we call those ones the pulpit bandits. The pulpit bandits are the ones that will tell you to pray. They will tell you to pray for your leaders. They will tell you that now God, they choose leader, which is a lie. So if now God, they choose leader, how come God hates Nigeria this much? Because it is blasphemy. They will make you kind of question God and say, Baba God, wait. If you are the ones that is choosing leaders, as these criminals are telling us, these pulpit bandits are telling us, how come that in Nigeria now evil people you have been choosing for us? Waiting be our offense. God doesn't choose leaders. In this world, it is the people that enables their own leaders. So you are what you get. So on Mayegun's diary political, it is to clear this confusion. So if you take any offense in what Mayegun says, or the people I speak about or talk about, then definitely you are a closet supporters of this evil. We will not respect you. Are we clear? Because I need to say this before somebody begin to write a piece to. Don't you have respect? Don't you have elders at home? If you are asking me if I don't have elders at home, right? If I don't have any respect, or if I lack home training, the question to you is that who trained these criminals? Who are their parents? Who raised them? The looters of Nigeria, the oppressors of that contraption. Who raised them? Who are their parents? Would you be proud of what these criminals are or who they are? The looters, the destiny killers. Who raised them? Exactly. So who raised them? Their own parents should be questioned that they raised thieves. They raised the ritualists. They raised murderers. They raised destiny killers. Irresponsible group of people. So we need to save the coming generation from looking at these rogues and calling them our heroes past. They are nobody's heroes. Do you understand? And that is why you are being raised to be subjective rather than being citizens. They have no respect for you. They have no regard for you. If they did, they won't loot the commonwealth that would have brought about a little bit of comfort for the same people they are meant to be leading. So they have no respect for us, and we have no respect for them as well. Having said all of that, now, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin. The last 48 hours has raised the dust on what people believe to have been, the abnormalities that is wrong with Nigeria. These rogues are asking us to be patriotic, but the most unpatriotic set of humans are those parading themselves and trying to force us to be patriotic. Be patriotic to Nigeria, the same Nigeria that they are misruling, mismanaging, they are depleting, they are destroying, including the lives of young people that they call the leaders of tomorrow, which they will never be. Dele Farotimi wrote a book. He wrote many books. And his own work is to educate the citizens, not just about their rights. It is also about what is really wrong with the system they are born in. Nobody chooses where to be born. I've never chosen to be born in Nigeria or anywhere for that matter. But yes, I was born there. And now they have turned that to look like more or less like a cause, a disadvantage. So Dele Farotimi, an outspoken individual, which many of you, do know, by the way. However, there are those who feels like in Nigeria, you have a right of freedom of speech, but the freedom after speech is not guaranteed. These are the easy line of enslaved minds, slaves. And there are many of us that believe that we are freeborns and we will never be coward, even if we have to be imprisoned, even if we have to be killed. There are some of us who have that spirit. And one of us is this Dele Farotimi. He wrote a book about the Nigeria, the criminals in the Nigerian justice system, right? And listen, this is not like, the title of the book is not about the criminal justice system. No, it is Nigeria and its criminal justice system. That is, your justice system where they are like, it was supposed to be, Lady Justice was supposed to be blind. Okay, he wasn't supposed to see anyone, but not in Nigeria. Lady Justice has become so biased, compromised. No thanks to the older generation that have completely compromised a system that was supposed to be the last hope of a common man. Dele Farotimi exposed the corruption of the judiciary, something that he named names. And being a lawyer himself, he knows what it means if he is telling lies against fellow lawyers or even the judiciary, defamation, libel. So many things can be unleashed on him. He knew all of that. And yet, he told the truth that got so many people uncomfortable, including Afe Babanlaole. Afe Babanlaole is a 95-year-old geriatric from Ekiti State. It's been part and parcel of the shaping of this contraption, the legal shaping of this contraption to what it is today. And that's exactly what Dele Farotimi exposed. What did the supposed legal luminary, what did he do? He did exactly what Dele Farotimi exposed. Compromised system that serves the highest bidder, not the law, but the interest of those who believes that they are the law. We are the law. We used to think that Werewike is the judiciary in Nigeria. Now we know that Werewike is just one lousy thug, a tout. There are those behind the scene who have completely held the hands of the judiciary down, but they have not really been exposed like this book. Now, in the last 48 hours after the kidnapping or abduction of Dele Farotimi, a lot of people are now interested. A lot of people are now interested in what exactly is inside this book. My own copy is coming on Monday. And I promise that I will read that section that got Akpabiole triggered, angry. So in the last 48 hours, this book that many people didn't even probably pay attention to until 48 hours ago has now become the #1 bestseller on Amazon. There is the local supplier, a local bookshop in Nigeria, Roving Heights, that's been selling the book. And this book was published. Now it's been like over 3-4 months or so that is published this book. And the proceeds from it is to be donated to a charity. Dele Farotimi didn't even write to make money by telling the truth. Like I am telling you guys what is going on. You all need to know this. And if you are looking at the problems of Nigeria from one angle, maybe you should look at it from these other angles too. If you think that the politicians are the only people destroying the contraption, you are not paying attention. There are others too. Tony Elumelu wrote a petition reporting Dele Farotimi to the police in Lagos. That Dele Farotimi was bullying him on social media. So they needed to invoke what they call the cyber crime law. This was a law put in place by Bokuwari, the man that received so much support when people were shouting, change, 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 change. A few months into that power in 2015, they began the amendment of a law or a section of their law, raised several bills that will criminalize criticizing the government of Bokuwari. They did succeed in amending some of it so that they could use the same law to jail critics, to jail anybody who actually speaks out against them. And they've used it severally. A lawyer in Lagos, Dele Farotimi, was petitioned against, and he attended. He went on for the invitation from the police the first time, the second time. There was never a time that Akpabiole ever, rode the same police, right? Like, rode the same police in Lagos. The man, they said, lives in Ibadan and Ekiti. So, for you to know that they know how to bend the law, which is exact thing that the book exposed. Akpabiole did not summon or sue Dele Farotimi in Lagos. Because in Lagos, defamation is not a criminal offense, it's a civil case. He decided to go to Ekiti, a state where he is richer than the entire state. He also controls the judiciary there, which they have proven as we speak. They sent some masked criminals with guns as policemen to go to Lagos. About the stakeout, they were having a stakeout here where they are monitoring the movement of Dele Farotimi, same way kidnappers will do about their victims. When the kidnappers in Nigeria want to kidnap anybody, they will be trailing you. They will be watching you. They will be following you left, right, and center everywhere you go. It can take them days. It can take them weeks. It can even take them months until they have all the information they need, and then they will strike. That's exactly what they did. They attacked the Dele Farotimi's chamber. They attacked his staff. They stole from them. Then they kidnapped him straight to Ekiti without following the normal process of reporting the same action. They were supposed to report their action or their planned action to the zonal police headquarters in Lagos, the ones that controls the jurisdiction that they just breached. But because it is Nigeria and the legal luminary, Akpabiole, 95-year-old Ole, decided to breach all of that. Suppose somebody was supposed to know the law. They breached all of that. Kidnapped Dele Farotimi. They took him to Ekiti. They tortured him. They were beating him. Yes, they did. We found pictures now of how they tortured Dele Farotimi, both physically and mentally. A few hours after that, the following day, they presented Dele Farotimi in front of a compromised magistrate court judge, right? And at that point, they were supposed to make an oral application for his bail, as defamation or libel is bailable offense. We are talking about a compromised judiciary controlled by the highest bidder. Akpabiole already told them, I don't want to be in court per se. I just want to punish this young man for daring to write about my corruption. And what did the judge do? He denied them the bail application and adjourned the case. Why would you do that? Because it is the corrupt system that they are running in that contraption. So he had to remain in prison until the 10th of December, when they can now talk more about his bail and about the case and all of that stuff. And in their request, Akpabiole, the old crook, is demanding that this book, every copy of it, should be withdrawn from circulation. The platform selling the book should be shut down, because that's what they would do. You remember during the days of the military, when a newspaper publishes any story that did not go down well with the military, they will send the soldiers to the publication house. They will send them to the newsstand. They will send them everywhere to be looking for every copy of the publication and take them away from the circulation. So the likes of Akpabiole, the whole geriatric crook, in a contraption that is laden with criminals, is practicing the same old style. He wants the court to, and Baba, like internet, in this day and time of internet and social media, whose book are you collecting? From where to where? So immediately, this now triggered everyone to say, there must be something in that book. It can't be just Akpabiole alone. There must be other things inside that book that triggered this supposed legal luminary. Person will know, say, it could follow through on the legal process to fight this. You have been practicing law. According to him, he's been practicing law for 60 years. He's been practicing law since Nigeria gained independence. 60 years of law experience, of practicing law in that lawless country. That has never rubbed on him. It has never really it didn't rub on him. Even us, when we say we don't study law, at least we get to know that a lawyer shouldn't be afraid of going to court. No lawyer should be afraid of going to court. You should never be afraid. This is your terrain. So lawyer to lawyer, what are you afraid of? He published something and you think it's a lie. What do? You go to court. It's like somebody calling me names now, and then the next thing I'm going to call the police to arrest the person and bring him to a court of my choice and a judge of my choice and say, hey, judge, send him to jail. And please, can you help me collect all the books from everybody? Like, Baba, share Martin, share Nisa. Once they deliver my own book, I'm going to read part of it to us on this platform on Monday. So maybe their courts or their police should come and collect my own book. Because of this now, the book that not many people were interested has now become the #1 bestseller on Amazon worldwide. Do you know how many of the copies of the books that has been sold now? Over 60,000 sold. Over 60,000 sold. Now they have to go back and begin to do new publications now. They like me to publish more and more because it is already running out of stock in some places. Roving Height website crashed yesterday. This is a bookstore, online bookstore in Nigeria that could possibly only be selling maybe 3, 4, 5, 2, 3 copies a week. Suddenly, they received the request or the demand for this book. They received thousands. People were now buying it because in Nigeria, the book cost 6,000 naira. On Amazon, it cost 14,023 naira. In some places right now, they are selling the book for as much as 24 pounds. I never thought the book would be sold on eBay. I checked eBay today. They are selling the book on eBay for like 18, 19 pounds on eBay. eBay bookstore. Now, it is now more or less like becoming the highest selling book worldwide right now. And you know my own joy about it all. In Nigeria, people are buying it. Like they are ordering it at the Roving Heights. Whether you are in Abuja or you are in Port, wherever you are in Nigeria, people are now buying and they are donating it. Some people are buying as much as 100 copies and donating the book. Oh, yeah, everybody go read them, go and read what these people, these supposed power drunk, lunatics in Nigeria, go and read what triggered them, that they decided to kidnap Dele Farotimi. And you know something? Every penny, every kobo made from that book, from the sale of that book, goes straight to charity. Can you beat that? Dele Farotimi wrote the best-selling book, The Truth About the Nigeria and its criminal justice system. Nigeria, where justice is sold to the highest bidder. Nigeria is a place where if you ever get entangled in a legal battle with any of these criminals in Nigeria, you are going to lose. Every penny. Those of you who are buying it for $24, buying it for $20, 20 pounds, 6,000 naira, or 12,000, any amount you are paying for it right now. Dele Farotimi wrote the best-selling book in the world, and is donating every penny to a charity that is caring for children with Down syndrome. And this is why the book is going to probably be the all-time bestseller for the next few days. They've sold over 60,000 in the last 48 hours alone. And every penny of that goes straight to a charity that cares for children with Down syndrome. Can you beat that? So every penny you are putting into it, you are helping a child in that Nigeria. And he told everybody, he said, listen, I know the consequences of this, and that is why I have to be very honest in what I have published. Anybody who feels slighted or libeled, slandered, how about you take me to court? And we can present all evidence that says otherwise. That you accuse me of defamation, Does not mean that I have defamed you. Telling the truth about you doesn't mean I have defamed you. You should let the court possibly decide that, shouldn't you? I bought mine too. Where's my stuff here? Let me show you. Let's see if my camera can show you that. Mine, I'm expecting mine. Nigeria and its criminal justice system. I'm expecting mine to be delivered on Monday. Let's see if my camera will pick it. I expect it to be delivered on Monday. And once it is delivered, it will join the collection of, it will join the pile of my book collections here. And then I am going to read that part, that got the expose on Akpabiole. In other developments, there is an ongoing arrangement, which somehow I mean, you know what I mean? That's something that, I possibly have an objection to. So I saw a poster where they are already organizing a national and international protest against this. But I am pretty much not comfortable with the dates. Why do people have to wait till the 10th of December to make this happen? There are some of you who actually have what it takes to mobilize. I wish I do have same. But yeah, take it back as taking it upon themselves to begin the national and international mobilization against this aberration. They've hired and paid the social media influencers to justify this criminality, this abuse of power, to begin to attack Dele Farotimi, abuse him in defense of Akpabiole. So, but I am like, why do we have to wait until the 10th of December? But you know what? I am not in position to possibly question that much. At least they are doing something. I would expect, for example, the Dele Farotimi belongs to the obedient movement, for example. And this is one of the massive, the biggest movements, or the recent political movement from Nigeria. They should have occupied everywhere, starting with those locations they put out there. So in London, the King's College campus is expected to receive the massive presence of Nigerians on that 10th of December. There's been petitions being forwarded, against this old man, being forwarded to the King's College in London, that they should sever a relationship with this lunatic, this narcissistic old man. They should. This man gave King's College London 10 million pounds, 10 million pounds, so that he could create a bit of, for him, a study or what have you for him in their school, so that he will have a legacy. Guess what? He gave them that because he wanted to promote international peace and human rights. But back in Nigeria, they are suppressing and oppressing the same humans, except if those ones are not humans enough. 10 million pounds he gave them in London to launder his image, to make him look like, so there's a petition. And right now, they said that the King's College in London, they are seeking advice on how to handle this recent development. Should they begin to find ways of cutting him off? And that is going to be on us. All of us living in the UK. I know that APC, Egbekegbe, have a way around mobilizing what they call the counter-protest. Since Dele Farotimi has been a pain in their ass for a while. So to them, everybody that speaks against APC, Egbekegbe, should either be killed or be jailed. And they don't care if it has to be done illegally, like Akpabiole is doing. They don't care. So I have been told that they themselves are already beginning the mobilization by giving people 20 pounds, 40 pounds, transportation money to join them on the 10th of December at King's College, where the people are expected to gather in protest against Akpabiole. So they are already offering people money in London. They are mobilizing this madman, Renu Mokri, okay, to come and do a counter protest that Akpabiole and his name has been slandered. Therefore, King's College should not listen to the people who are coming to protest. So all of that is going to create a big drama in London next week. All for what? Somebody said that the image of Akpabiole has been ruined now. I said, no get image. Now lies they told all of us before now. They told us lies about the people they called our heroes past. At heroes past, at heroes present, they are criminals. Because if they're actually heroes, right, you won't have a contraption like what you have in that Nigeria. You probably have a real country where you will be respected as a citizen, not treated as a slave in your own country, where some people are above the law and you under the law. Yeah? So we're looking forward to that. So another news. Look at these guys. We're talking about the obedient earlier, right? These are the faces of a chancers. When people said they were tired of APC, last year, they started what they call the obedient movement. You see the guy on the left here, right? Is an Okada rider. Okada rider from Kaduna, who spent no shishi, shingbang, and he was elected as House of Representative member. And similarly, look at these other two clowns. They got to the National Assembly of Nigeria on the back of the tired, brutalized, abused, oppressed, traumatized Nigerians who were tired and done with APC. The people who screamed that we know they take shishi, we know they give shishi. They ended up electing opportunists. That today, they have all come to APC. Chinedu Okere from Imo. Matthew Donatus from Kaduna. Akiba Basse from Cross River. Ososa Yahweh from Edo. Ezenwa Onyewushi from Imo. These are Senator, House of Representatives members who have all crossed down from Labour Party. They've now crossed to APC to go and join the man that unleashed thugs, terrorists on voters in Nigeria just to rig himself to power. thiefnubu. Right now, some said, because some of them knows that they will probably, if election is held, they will never have the opportunity again. They have been yes men for the National Assembly. You know, they were supposed to be, these guys were supposed to be the, what is this guy's name again? Or this South African guy, Julius Malema group. They were supposed to be like different from the opportunists, from the criminals in the National Assembly of Nigeria, APC, PDP. They were supposed to be different. They were supposed to be seen to be making trouble against policies, bills, or laws that are against the interest of the people. They were supposed to be creating scenes, but when they got in there, Baba, they joined the bandwagon. They joined the bandwagon. They're never going to be Julius Malema group. They're never going to be different. In fact, they just changed color and they pledged their allegiance to thiefnubu, the election rigger, certificate forger, the druggie. And right now, a year and a half later, the veil is off. They are now APC, Egbekegbe members, including those who are like a PDP too. This one, so area attack, Ibori's daughter, James Ibori's daughter. Chris Nkwonta from Abia. Ibori's daughter from Delta. Suleiman Abubakar from Zamfara. These were supposed to be like the opposition to APC, Egbekegbe. But in Nigeria, they are the same. Do you know that? In Nigeria, to the ruiners of Nigeria, they don't have parties. They don't have tribes. They do not have any religion. Now, me and you, they identify ourselves as Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Ijo, Ishekiri, Nupe, Tifi, Berom, and what have you. Dele Farotimi once told us that the ruiners of Nigeria, they don't have all of this. They don't identify with all of this. What they have is classism. Class. There are only two tribes in Nigeria. The ruining class and the ruined class. They don't treat themselves as Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. No. They are all united in destroying that contraption, and we are their victims. People who have seen what APC, Egbekegbe have done to people, to Nigeria, even if you want to leave your party, why would you leave your party for APC? So that you can tell your voters, you can tell the people that rejected APC, you can tell them that they were wrong. Like that's exactly what they are doing, that you are wrong. APC is the best. And your voters that didn't vote for APC, they were wrong. That's exactly what it is. I know some of you are probably still going to get deceived. Go and get your voter's card. Go and get your PVC. And then they can repress your Mugu or your Mumu button again. Go and get your PVC to go and vote again. Right. Yesterday, one of them in that same National Assembly, a senator, I call them senator, was ranting that the NNPC in Nigeria should be probed, investigated. He's been trying to raise this petition, his own concern against what is really going on with the NNPC, with this story of importation of fuel, all this, and Akpabiole has been ignoring him. He doesn't know why. Why are they protecting these NNPC people? There lies the real problems of Nigeria economically. That is where it lies. But somehow, they have been protected. Let me take you to the National Assembly, where this exchanges happened. Please watch.
The committee had written both NNPC and Federal Inland Revenue Service. Federal Inland Revenue Service responded. My distinguished colleagues, this is extremely very important, please. Federal Inland Revenue Service responded with documents that have been typexed and handwritten, acclaimed to be from JP Morgan. This is extremely unacceptable, and all efforts for the needful to be done haven't been achieved. We've done all efforts. That is why Senator Abdul Ningi said what he said. And on Port Harcourt refinery, our colleagues were there. They saw what they saw. But the question I have, from the day NNPC said Port Harcourt refinery has commenced operation, how many trucks have been able to lift products from Port Harcourt refinery? Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, technically I have this for this Senate to know about Port Harcourt refinery. And unless and until NNPCL answers this question, we will not be bamboozled into commending or rush into commending NNPC on Port Harcourt refinery. Mr. President, sir, distinguished colleagues, listen to this technicality. A 60-kilometer distribution pipeline from Boni Terminal to PH1, that is Port Harcourt 1, that should supply crude oil to the refinery is not operational because of the leaks and vandalizations. So if you have been barging crude in 5K barrels, barges and evidence does not suggest there is actual supplies of feedstock, where are you delivering the crude to for the frivolous claim of a refinery? Unless, and of course, the OFSEC RON 94 that is dross and heavy in sulfur landed at Okirika Jetty and was sent to Port Harcourt 1 for curing with naphtha condensates. This is the time for the National Assembly leadership on mid and downstream to step in and compel the NMDPRA and Standard Organization of Nigeria to organize a third-party Robin roundtable for verification of the octane rating and sulfur level of the so-called products trucked out to ensure it complies with AFRI 5 framework. So, technically, what obtains in
just a minute. We just finished commending the government. We applauded the president. We applauded NNPC. Now you are
commending the government.
You are putting a spanner.
No, I'm not putting a spanner.
No, what I'm saying, what you are saying, what you are saying,
yes,
is that there's no evidence of crude supply to the refinery. So how could they have refined product that they never received? You are also saying that we should go ahead to investigate whether indeed there is actually production going on there. I think these are very serious. Senator Ninge, these are very serious allegations and serious observations. So I would like the chairman, petroleum upstream,
midstream and downstream should investigate this.
Midstream and chairman
oh,
gas.
No, okay, no midstream here.
Chairman gas, downstream, and chairman gas. I think we must look into this, or maybe after we are through with the MTEP, we rediscuss it in closed session in case we have to set up ad hoc committee to immediately move to Port Harcourt.
It's very
and
important.
Come back and report to the Senate, because some of the things you are saying are worrisome.
Me now.
But you have 10 seconds to conclude.
Mr. President, let me not be misunderstood. There is nothing wrong in commending the government for Port Harcourt to be back on the stream. But Port Harcourt being back on the stream, what obtains is A standing for A and B standing for B. It is the technicality now we're talking about, so that we don't run for 1 month, 2 months, and then stories come up. But this is an information that I've given to the Senate for the Senate to work on. Verify it so that we move on. We shouldn't be, the tantalization is okay, it's enough. We must stand as representatives of the people, because whatever we do here, in as much as it does not provide the needed and required succor to the citizenry, it translates to nothing. So let the needful be done. Committee on Banking and Currency should look at this ways and means. So far, Central Bank has charged over 6 trillion on the interest on securitized instrument with debt management. The records are there. There are communications so far, correspondences between Public Accounts Committee and Central Bank of Nigeria. And of course, my Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, everybody here knows that.
You know our rules. These issues are not for just mere statement. Put something down and submit the report to the Senate for deliberation. Because if you make just a verbal accusation, you'll be talking like people in social media. So please, let's have your report on this. So
Mr. President,
we can take it up.
Mr. President, do not, with due respect, link me to social media when I'm talking serious issues like this.
No, I said your issues are so serious that they should not be just verbal. Did you hear what I said? I said the issues are so serious that it's not good for them to be verbal. Bring a substantive report or motion on it so that the Senate can take an appropriate decision. And then even mandate the committees on public account and the other relevant committees to go and look into the issues you've raised. For instance, the chairman of the committee on banking, and Tabiru, I don't know what is it. So we should be able to know if up to 6 trillion has been paid by the CBN as interest on securitization or otherwise. So there are serious allegations that should not come verbally. They should come in writing, so that CBN will also have the opportunities to defend itself. But outside that,
thank you very much. But if you have not forgotten, I have sent a document to your office on petroleum profit tax. This petroleum profit tax and what transpired between NNPC and Federal Inland Revenue Service, I sent a document to you more than 3 months ago. Nothing happened.
Okay, so Chairman, public account, please bring a motion on it. I have gone through your document, and it's not personal. It's for the Senate to take a decision. So bring a motion on it. Distinguished colleagues, let us look at the recommendations. So that
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people approving. People should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the knockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger, because some people will be at indoor. There's no way.
Nigeria to finish. I will continue to remind all of you, at least from the expression of that senator, you have all the answers you need. And then from the reaction of Akpabiole, that also gives you all you need to know. They are bleeding Nigeria like never seen before. The FIRS, the Debt Management Office, the NNPCL, and that Senate, where you have all those senators. A senator raised an alarm that, hey, it is not that it is not good, though, that they told you that if Harcourt refinery is working, oh. But do you all know that the pipeline that was supposed to supply the crude oil to feed the refinery has been destroyed for a long time now? It has not been fixed. So if they come back to say the refinery is working, how? They have been running the propaganda, non-stop propaganda on that. Yesterday, Mele Kyari flew some selected journalists to the Port Harcourt refinery in a private jet. They flew them down. So then they turned on the engine here and there where everything is and then you know what I mean? And they said they should report that the refinery is working. And that's exactly what the journalists did. So if your refinery is working and you are refining 1.4 million liters of petrol every day. How much is a liter of petrol now? How many of such trucks or what do you call it? The content of that your PMS have you supplied to the markets now? How come it has not reflected in the same markets in that country? The 1.4 million liters. 1.4 million liters. You see, that one can't be small thing every day. For 10 days, 14 million liters. Since the time they told you that their refinery started working, up to this moment, the price of petroleum has not changed. But they want you to agree that it is working. It is working. They took these guys in a private jet. They flew them to Port Harcourt. They took them to a few sections of the place. Recorded the machine. They took them to the loading bay. They said that, okay, they have about 9 loading bays. Out of that, not all the loading bays are working, right? However, some are working. Some are working. And you are loading how many tankers a day? Four trucks a day. The scam runs deep. After flying these guys from Lagos, from Abuja, they flew them in these private jets to Port Harcourt, paid them. One of them from Channels reported and sent in this video of Port Harcourt refinery. They are doing promo. They are doing adverts. Meanwhile, you are supposed to feel it. By now, you are supposed to feel that one of your refineries is working. Guess what? The data that we have received now has shown that since the time they announced that Dangote refinery have started working, plus this Port Harcourt refinery, these same NNPC guys, they have imported. I'm coming back to that. Here is one of the reports of one of the journalists they took to Port Harcourt. Is it not working? Did you not hear the sound? Oh, and then somebody, did you see that guy that went there to turn the, what do you call, is that like a tap or something? Or where is the PMS? Where is the... So the NNPC now said there's nothing wrong in blending. That we are blending PMS in Port Harcourt refinery. What is wrong with that? They blend products all over the world. Is that not what you are doing in Malta? Yesterday, one of the guys who import fuel to Nigeria, they said that since they announced to you that Dangote refinery have started working, Port Harcourt refinery have started working, Nigeria has imported over 2.2 billion liters of petrol to Nigeria. Yes. And one of the Arrowhead received a happy birthday message from thiefnubu yesterday. This is the guy. One of the guys who have suddenly become multi-billionaires since thiefnubu came to power. Is one of those who have shared in the dollar subsidy for oil importers, Matrix Energy Group. thiefnubu actually sent a birthday message, presidential message to him. This guy alone, since thiefnubu, this is a person when if he afford one tanker of anything, or say they won't import something from abroad, or he no get any shishi to do that, or is a local marketer. Immediately, thiefnubu became your president. He just stepped up. Like the handle, he just stepped up. They are now them they run things now. They are the ones that Dangote took to court. That the court should stop them from importing fuel to Nigeria. They are now the ones who are bringing fuel from Malta to you. That adulterated product they are selling to you in Nigeria. These are the guys. thiefnubu's boys. He is now a multi-billionaire, as we are looking at him. Abdul Kabir Adisa Aliu. He is now playing with the big boys. He turned 50 yesterday, and he received, happy birthday message from thiefnubu, a special birthday message. They don't pay subsidy anymore like we pay fuel. No, they don't call it fuel subsidy anymore. It is now called dollar subsidy. The last 3 months alone, this guy, NNPCL, Ohandu and the rest of them, they have spent over $2.2 billion bringing fuel to Nigeria. Why Dangote? They do promo. Buy 2 million liters and get a discount of 20 naira. Buy petrol, Dangote petrol. Buy Dangote petrol. You feel me? They have finished that contraption. It is just a matter. By the time thiefnubu is done with all of now, you will never forget Mayegun and Mayegun's money. Similarly, Dele was pretty much enraged today at the National Assembly, talking about this thiefnubu's tax bill. thiefnubu tax bill has generated so much noise, bad blood, propaganda here and there. They've gaslighted the people. They've told everybody that it's in your own interest. It's for the poor, like the fuel subsidy removal. So yesterday, they decided to step it down. They said, okay, you know what? Let's slow down on it now, until we figure out what is making people mad. But today, Dele decided to go extra by saying that people are intimidating them. They are intimidating us from doing our job. We cannot let people intimidate us. It is our job to pass anything that the Mr. President give to us. We must make sure we are not intimidated. That's Okpocha Dele. And Akpabiole agreed. He said, nobody can intimidate us. We are not, the tax bill is not being withdrawn. It cannot be withdrawn by them. It is only thiefnubu that can withdraw the tax bill. As for them, it is their job to pass it. And I know they will pass it. And I actually want them to. I do want them to. Be the person who see what will happen. Heaven no go fall. One of them said that. But listen to this bigot. Another crook. One of thiefnubu's SDGs. The same way that moved against the regional system of government restructuring when that came up on that same floor. A Yoruba man that is against regional system, against true federalism, against restructuring. The same Okpocha Dele. People who were like everywhere years ago, talking about true federalism, talking about regionalism, talking about this and that. Now they have the power to, but they shut it down. Here is he. Here he was. Okay. Changing the narrative to people are hating us from doing our job. Listen.
All these constitutional points of order that I have raised is simply because I watched the Arise News last night.
Is that the television or radio?
Arise Television News. And what was reported was that this hallowed chamber had suspended further consideration of the tax reform bills before the Senate. The reporter even invited the governor of Nasarawa State and pointedly told the governor that now that the Senate had withdrawn, he used the word withdrawn, this tax reform bills, which Arise News described as conundrum, suggesting that they were confusing, they were problematic. What will you say, Mr. Governor? Are you happy that these bills have been withdrawn? And the governor said, I am not just happy because the bills have been withdrawn, but I'm happy because this will now give us a chance for all of us to discuss. Sir.
Arise News.
Yes, sir.
Asked the governor of Nasarawa State.
Yes.
Whether he was happy.
Yes, sir.
That the tax reform bills
had
been withdrawn by the Senate.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, what am I trying to say here? We do not move from one TV station to another. The privilege that we have is the floor of the Senate. This is where we do our deliberations. This is where we make the law. This is where we do effective representation of our people. And if you have issues to clarify, this is also the floor that we have, rather than issuing press statements. Mr. President, we just passed our votes and proceedings. We have just passed our votes and proceedings, which is a reflection of our deliberations of the previous legislative day, being yesterday. Nowhere in our votes and proceedings was it stated that we suspended further deliberations on the tax reform bill, because we did not. And I felt it would be important to place on record that this Senate did not suspend
or withdraw.
I will address that later, sir. This Senate did not suspend and does not intend to suspend deliberations, consideration of the tax reform bills. As to withdraw, Mr. President, this is simply my response. It was a misunderstanding of legislative process for anybody to have even reported that we had withdrawn the bills. The bills were executive bills transmitted to us by the executive arm of government through the office of Mr. President. It's only the executive arm that can withdraw these bills. They are not private member bills sponsored by any senator. So no senator is going to withdraw the bill. And there is no reason for these bills to be withdrawn. in a legislative process, it is normal that some people will have concern. It is normal that people will sit around those concerns and discuss. That is why, in its wisdom, this Senate, in referring this matter to the Senate Committee on Finance, gave them as much as 6 weeks. Our instruction was that deliberate, organize, public hearing, and submit your report not later than 6 weeks. It might not be up to 6 weeks, but if they choose to be up to 6 weeks, nobody will quarrel with them. 6 weeks is long enough in a country that wants progress for a consensus to be reached, for anybody who has concern to sit down and allow such concern to be addressed in overriding public interest. And in any case, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, we are continuing with the deliberation, with the consideration of this bill. We took all I expected the media to report yesterday, which was well reported by some sections of the media, was that the Senate, at its plenary session yesterday, took a further legislative action in the consideration of the bill. And what was the further legislative action that we took? From northwest of Adamu Aleros, through the north central of Abamoros, to the southeast of Ojiuzo Kalus, we drew out people, distinguished senators, from each geopolitical zone, and we constituted them into an ad hoc committee to, on our behalf, further interface. We were clear about what we were doing. The Senate Committee on Finance is in charge of public hearing, but we set up an ad hoc committee as a further legislative action to, on our behalf, interface. Even the president of the country, called on us to please, interface with the office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, which ordinarily also would have done in our public hearing. But even then, the executive requested for that. And we have set up an ad hoc committee to do that. So while the Finance Committee is working on its timeline, planning for the public hearing, we want this committee to also quickly engage. And the Deputy Senate President, yesterday, in announcing this committee on your behalf, also said the ad hoc committee should treat this matter with urgency, with this power, and that the meeting should start from today. As a matter of fact, Mr. President, the meeting started yesterday. So the essence of what I am saying is that it's important that members of public are patient with us. They understand the legislative process that we have to follow. They understand our role in the Constitution. Any attempt from any quarter to intimidate the Parliament will be undemocratic. And we will not allow ourselves to be distracted. But we will encourage consensus, we will encourage discussions, engagement at all levels. But we cannot be bullied into adopting a certain procedure. As far as we are concerned, the tax reform bills are alive in this hallowed chamber. They are receiving consideration at various levels, and we are open to discussions, to negotiations, to interface. But let it not be said anywhere that we suspended further consideration of these bills. And also, it would be laughable for anybody to also think or say or report that the bills were withdrawn. Because like I said, there are executive bills that can only be withdrawn by the executive. And there's no reason to do so. Because these bills, we believe, are in overriding public interest, and will do everything possible to ensure that across geopolitical...
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
One thing is that Akpabiole has phobia for social media. Dele from Ekiti has phobia for Arise News. And He may be going through corner, left, right, and all of that. Sure, you get. He is practically saying that interview where the Arise guys had the governor of a state, and they were discussing the setback that this their controversial bill has faced. For example, thiefnubu, the Jagawiri himself, has ordered the Attorney General of Nigeria, the Minister of Justice or Minister of Injustice, that they should work with the National Assembly and possibly clear out the gray areas where people have concerns. But the problem is that majority of those against the bills are not professing their distrust for the person trying to execute it. thiefnubu and his gang, they cannot be trusted. No matter how good their proposition looks or sounds, they cannot be trusted. So the trust is dead from across board. Even though they are trying to say, trust us, or nobody can really trust them. So the only thing they can do is to ram it down your throat. But outside their own bubble, or their bubbles, right? The people have seen through thiefnubu's lies too. When they were told that removal of subsidy was their own interest, and it was going to make them make the poor people prosperous. Rather, it has wreaked havoc on people's lives. Despite the fact that the guys who told them that they should endure whatever hardship the removal of a fuel subsidy brings, right? They have watched thiefnubu and gang live extravagantly. They have lived like Darochas. So the minimum wage they were promised to help complement the removal of subsidy, which has skyrocketed the inflation to hyperinflation in that contraption, has not been fulfilled. Shishi has not been paid. So if you are coming again with something else and you are telling them that you will not be taxed, you will not be this, you will not be that, nobody can really trust you per se. And since the highest, the height of it is that some of those who depends on the free money from Abuja, they will still get money, but they won't be receiving, they will be receiving short of what they used to get. So all of that combined makes everybody shouting at, one another. No, no. So interestingly, thiefnubu and his gang, they confidently believe that, okay, if you can tell us what your concerns are, let's now see if we can accommodate your concerns. But their concerns are not really tenable if you really want to push your reform. Because with your reform, it means that the status quo will change and you will become the new tax collector in the country. And the condition you have brought means they would all have to go and be creative in creating their own, their wealth, and stop expecting what they are currently getting. And they are saying, no, leave what we are getting now as it is until we probably feel like we can trust it. Because that's why I said their concerns are not really tenable. So the way thiefnubu and his gang are presenting it is like, okay, oh yeah, tell us what you know like about this bill so that we can see if we can change it. But it is everything they don't like. They want the status quo to remain. thiefnubu doesn't want the status quo to remain. As much as some people believe that it is long overdue, it is the guy doing it. It is thiefnubu and his gang. He is the devil. He won't give you something without taking something else from you. It is thiefnubu. Don't ever forget that. And he's going to have his way. It's a matter of time. You're just going to hear the breaking news. Breaking news! thiefnubu's tax bill has been passed. And everybody will just be like, oh, what are we going to do now? Let us go and protest. Protest. But to Akpabiole, what he wanted to hear from all of that rabble-rousing from Dele was that, is it the social media people that are still accusing us of being a TV station? The two of them, social media people and the TV station. And angrily, Akpabiole had this to say.
We had already, before we passed our second reading, set up an ad hoc committee in the event of any gray area. So if there is any governor, or any stakeholder in Nigeria, where no matter whether the person is a religious leader or a businessman that has problem with the bill, you know where to go to. Public hearing. The Senate will not be bullied. We are doing our work in the interest of Nigerians. And by the time we come out with our final position, it will reflect the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians. And not only that, any reform that we can make, painful as the reform may be, so long as this Senate is convinced that it is in the interest of Nigerians, we will go ahead with it with a view to bringing our economy on a forward march in support of the administration. But we will not also shy away from deleting or abrogating or stopping whatever we feel is not in the public interest. But for the tax reform bills, we believe that there are too many provisions there that would definitely help Nigerians. You can't imagine what it means for businesses that earn less than 50 million not to pay tax. You can't imagine what it means for multiplicity of taxes to be abrogated. You can't imagine what it means for people who earn less than the minimum wage or even minimum wage not to pay tax. So the exemptions are such that up to 100 million Nigerians will benefit from these tax reform bills. So let's not listen to social media. Let's not listen to Arise Television. And I hope they are well guided with the explanation of the Senate leader. Yeah.
Nuisance lele.
It's about social media. All of now for social media. You are giving these guys PTSD. The same way they told you that removal of subsidy is going to change the lives of the poor Nigerians. We cannot imagine how many Nigerians are going to benefit from this subsidy removal. It is Mr. President is doing everything to make sure that you all benefit. It's only a few people that are Akpabiole and his gang. They are the luckiest people on earth. Seriously. Nigerian politicians. They are the luckiest. So that's it. You cannot bully us. Mayegun or whatever you call yourself. You cannot bully us. Somebody was asking me that, what is the solution? Will I say, you need to tell yourself something, okay? The only solution to all of this is, I've said this before, but it's just that you won't do it. If you are watching me from Nigeria and you are asking me, what is the solution to all of this? Let me pretend that I am talking to somebody who is sane. Okay? Let me pretend. The solution to all of this is that if you know you have been a victim of a failed country, you have been a repeated victim of APC, Egbekegbe, carry your body right now. What time is it? 10:36 p.m. in Nigeria. Maybe it is too late now. Okay, it's late. Sleep tonight. First thing tomorrow morning. Go and occupy the nearest government house. Go and sit down in front of the government house and let others who have been the victims, and you are many. But we all know that not many of you are interested in the solution. You know, sometimes you are looking for a Messiah. Yeah, somebody that can be your Jesus Christ, who is ready to come and die, so that you can say, who sent you? And who sent you? Here we sent you. Instead of all of us to come together and pray for our Nigeria, you are there. You are here. Mayegu. If you will take my advice, I am not living in Nigeria, so I am not directly affected, but majority of you are. The policies of APC, Egbekegbe, has rendered many of you jobless, businessless, poorer, vulnerable, penniless, not business, penniless. Others are living through the fear of what is going to happen tomorrow. I don't have to be worried about all of that. So you are directly affected. So if you come to Mayegun's Diary Political and you're asking me what is the solution, that's the solution. If you take my advice, tomorrow morning, every one of you, from the east to the west, from the west to the north, from the north to the middle belt, everywhere, don't wait for any Messiah to come and lead you. Pack your bag. You will not leave that government house until everything changes for the better. Would you do it? Or you are afraid to die? They will shoot us, Joe. Why don't you come back and lead us? That's the problem. You are looking for a Messiah to lead you. You could see effects here. Because see, people have asked me that stupid questions many times here. What is this? What is the way forward? The way forward is for you to march forward to the next government house. If in each state, 1 million of you can occupy the government house until things changes, and in Abuja, 2 million of you march straight to Aso Rocky, Akpabiole and Gangi, knowing that all of you are outside, they will begin to pass the bills that will affect your lives and change your lives for the better. But we all know that many of you are not really interested in any solution. Because the reasons why most of you complained about the problems in Nigeria is because you do not have any direct benefits from the corruption. It's not because you hate corruption. No, it's because you are not benefiting. You are waiting for somebody else to come and lead you, but you are a direct victim. You are afraid to die, but you are dying anyway. You are dying because you can't eat well. You are dying because you can't pay for your medical bills. You can't pay for your medication. You are dying because the overzealous criminal police and all of that, they are assaulting, they are abusing, and they are shooting and killing you. You are dying. Or you will jump onto Mayegun's Diary Political and be asking for what is the way forward. The way forward in here, no go take. You are waiting for your Jesus Christ. You are waiting for a savior. You are waiting for somebody to come and lead you so that you can now turn again and say, who sent you? I've told you before, now stupid people that say they fight for human rights in that contraption. Fight for which rights when you are not crippled? You are looking for an able-bodied man, or another able-bodied man to come and fight for you, the able-bodied man. When you are pretty much almost the same. You are the reflection. Your leaders are the reflection of all of you. Majority of you are enablers of all these bad behaviors, all this kind of criminality. Majority of you are. Nigeria is a place where you do what is called turn-by-turn Nigeria limit. Until that time, when you realize that your problems are not spiritual, people behind all your miseries and your frustration, your problems, they are not spirits. They are the ones that bring onto your screen all the time. I bring them to your screen all the time. And you have excuses why you can't face them. They will shoot us. They will kill us. They will just kill us. So you want them to kill us. But you are dying anyway. Yesterday's survivors, they are today's victims. Today's survivors, they are the potential tomorrow's victims. And on and on and on, we are all disaster waiting to happen. As we continue to give reasons why we can't confront them. You are living inside Nigeria. You are asking somebody from abroad to come and lead you. That you are living inside that contraption. You are the one facing the fire, but you are waiting for somebody living abroad to come and lead you. But we live out like that. I've said it many times. You won't take my advice. So what's the point? Giving you the advice. But when it touch you, when the bedu enter body, when the bedu enter body, yes, enter body. When the bedu enter body, bros, enter body. Nobody go tell you. You go dance. You go check. But you can still keep holding it together until that time. A stupid person, a foolish person go say he won't come fight for able-bodied men. To are retarded, to you are mentally retarded. Or you are just scared. You don't want to die, but you're going to die anyway. Their policies will kill you. It's a matter of time. Give it time. Talking about what will happen as everybody is waiting for his own turn by turn Nigeria Limited. Right? Yesterday, the news broke that Netflix have run at loss. I was being generous as well yesterday when I said the number of Netflix subscribers in Nigeria is less than 1 million. They said officially the total number of Netflix subscribers in Nigeria is 163,700 and something. About 163,000. The population of Nigeria is over 200 million, according to these guys. So the highest subscription for Netflix in Nigeria is $4. $4. 7,000 naira, be 7,500 naira. Nigerians are so poor. They have become so poor that number is not a blessing. 200 million people. So poor that only just about 1 or 2% of them are living above $2 a day. Can you believe that? No thanks to APC. The economy that was over nearly $600 billion 9 years ago. APC destroyed Nigeria economy. They crashed it below half of that. Today, the value of Nigeria economy is put at 196 billion. Less than 200 billion. Where did the money go? People have become wretched, poorer, and APC. To the point that they would rather just go and watch their movies on a cheat website. Netflix was giving them money to produce movies. Basketmouth said that some of those movie makers, producers in Nigeria, when they collect the money from these streaming platforms, they will spend 10% of it on movie production. They are producing junks. But Nigerians are so poor, too poor for Netflix to make any money from Nigeria. There is still Netflix in Nigeria. If you are paying, you will be watching other movies. So what they are no longer doing is to give their money to movie makers in Nigeria to make Nigerian content for them. And if you go make Nigerian movies, Netflix is not going to take it from you because of the quality. Listen to him.
Of the matter is, there was a lot of money in the movie industry. There was a lot of money. When the streaming platforms came in, they gave money to these producers. And I'll tell you, point blank, these producers will take the money, $1.5 million or whatever they give them. They use about 10% of that money to make the movie. They are listening. They cannot deny it. I cannot call names, but you know yourself. They use
not generalizing hastily.
Not general. I know. I'm not saying all of them. Most of them.
Most of them.
Most of them.
You will say like 70% of them.
Yeah, maybe more.
Really?
Yeah. That's really? Most of them. Yeah. Even to the point where the streaming platform stepped in and said, you know what, we're going to be paying the actors directly. These guys will still go behind them and tell the actors to pay half of that money back to them. You can verify this information anywhere. So you see, you've heard. So when you do that and you expect your movie to be 100%, you can't. It's impossible. Once you're given $1.5 million to make a movie, at least use everything. That's when you get quality. But these guys will buy houses, buy cars, and it will show. And that's why when you see our movies, some of our epic movies look like stage plays. You know what I'm saying. This horse, they are lean, horse the cough.
You know? So Netflix did not leave Nigeria literally, okay? What that news meant was that in Nigeria, like other countries, okay, Netflix pay movie makers, okay, to make movies, content. It's like a contract. They will tell you that in a year, it's like, say, okay, we'll give you 2 years contract. And in that 2 years, you are a movie maker, okay? You are making your films and all that. But we need you to make at least 3 movies for us or 4 movies for us at this so cost in 2 years. So that these movies, they will be Netflix production movies. So you get. And you will remember, like in the last 2-3 years, you've had some blockbusters from Nigeria. I'm talking about movies that they produced in Nigeria on Netflix that became #1 in so many countries, no doubt. Yeah, there were movies from Nigeria. I mean, I don't really watch Nigerian movies that much, but I have watched some that were pretty much like discussed on Twitter, on X. And I was like, okay, people are giving it some good ratings. Okay, maybe I should go and watch it. And then I'll go on to Netflix, my Netflix here. So if you have a Netflix account in Nigeria, you can still watch Netflix. The point here is that there's a certain quality of movies that Netflix expects to publish on their platform for people to watch all over the world. One of the reasons why Netflix invested in these filmmakers was because of Nigeria's population. You have 200 million people. If you can produce a quality movies for the rest of the world, and out of the 200 million population, even if it's just 80 million, right, that subscribed onto Netflix, Netflix will make a lot of money. Do you get that now? Like, if you have 80 million subscribers in Nigeria alone, if the economy was good, 80 million is a good number. For 3,500 naira single subscription, subscription or platinum subscription, which is a premium subscription, which is 7,800 or 8,000 naira. All of this is pretty much like $2, $3, $4, or even $5. So Netflix having, let's say, for example, 80 million subscribers from Nigeria, that's going to give them a huge return on their investment, but that is not what they found. In 6 years that they've entered Nigeria market, they've only been able to attract paying subscribers of 163,700 and something subscribers. Kilo day. And it is all because of the economy. Who get time today? People don't even want to go and watch movies in the cinema. The population is not an advantage. So that's what they put out. They're like, no, we can't continue like this. You get that now? No, it's they are making their money from elsewhere, no doubt. Sure, you get like other countries that are watching Nigerian content and all of that. They are making their money from there. But that is not the reason why they are giving them money for production in Nigeria. They've run this for 6 years. And the ideal thing was that, you know what? Nigeria cuts here off. And the Nollywood actors and actresses that endorsed this APC, they did it in 2015. They did it in 2019. They did it in 2023, which is now the stroke that breaks the camel's back as we speak. Everybody just go to YouTube, upload your video on YouTube, make all of us the watch for YouTube. Imagine a streaming platform giving you $1 million. Almost $1 million. Which bank is going to give you that kind of money? Netflix gives you $500,000 to get quality actors and then all of to produce the content for them. Do you know how much is $500,000? Only for you to end up making $30,000 or $40,000 from the whole Nigeria. You're like, nonsense. And that's exactly what happened. And Charles Okpocha, what's his name again? Basketmouth, is saying the truth. Some of them became really, really good. Like, instead of using the money for this full production, they don't. They use half of it, or maybe not 10%, but he said 10% of the money, but maybe more than that anyway. But at least the economy is the reason why they just not going to invest their money in there anymore. But if you produce your movie, bring it to us, and they can negotiate, possibly pay you, but not like the money is there for you to draw from anymore. There is no contract. They even said that some of the projects that they agreed for next year, they've canceled everything. A filmmaker said that yesterday, right away. So it is not like. And then if you see the APC, Ekbekebe telling you that Netflix did not leave Nigeria, it is because comprehension is a problem for them too. Netflix is an online streaming platform. You can sign up to be a Netflix subscriber from any part of the world. You can watch Netflix from anywhere. You can. So it's not as if to say that they opened office in Nigeria and they are closing down the office. That's not what really happened. But the economy of Nigeria is not something that is any more plausible, because the more people have become poorer, impoverished. Paying for Netflix is the last thing they want to do right now, where people are trying to eat. Oh, talking about eating, right? This lady, who is the managing director of a FAN, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, I think it's called FAN, has issued a statement to the touts at Nigerian airports. We will no longer take it. In our words,
investors are complaining. Lagos Airport, that's the first thing they see. You get off the plane, this is welcome to Nigeria. The number of messages that I received from passengers, from the Honorable Minister, and from the Presidency is insane, especially from Lagos Airport. But I want to focus on ABSEC. You represent an agency and an organization. The way you engage, Auntie, what do you bring home for us? Auntie, bye-bye. Auntie, open your bag. I have another individual who said, I think I forwarded that to you. These were Chinese passengers that were flying through the terminal. And they said somebody gave them a gift, their necklace as a gift. I've also gotten feedback from ABSEC officers and customs saying that they are not collecting pension. So this is the way for them to generate or earn their pension. This has to stop. And I have a very clear directive. It goes for the team leads, it goes for the HODs, and it goes for the heads of the organizations at the airport. If your organization is found wanting, then it means that you as a leader has failed, and it means that I have failed. and this better stop. I also hear that agencies are giving returns to their bosses. So let's have frank conversations in here. The airport is no longer a place to come and make money. So if anybody in your organization is asking you to give returns, I'm saying the same to you. And to all of the other agencies here, better tell them you don't want to come here. Because the penalties are going to be stiff.
Amen. Because you probably want that to happen. Auntie, we get you. And I've helped you to also spread the message. Don't give anybody where they greet you. Auntie, welcome. Welcome, sir. Bye-bye, sir. Why you why you only bye-bye, sir? No, they greet me like that. Or they've told you, stop greeting us. Just tell them at the airport, those of you who travels through Nigeria airports, they are doing you, you are welcome, ma. Welcome, ma. Say, okay, won't kick you. Don't welcome me. Where they gone? Don't stop welcoming me. Do you understand? Because all this welcome, sir, welcome, ma. Emma Willema, Erorama, Elku, and Le, and avenue to extort you. All this touting in Lagos airport. Don't all this fine barra. All this, they will be telling you stories. We don't get paid. We don't get paid enough. So if they are not paying you enough for the efficient wallet, when you welcome, sir, welcome, ma. Can you? Don't ever say welcome to me again. You the crazy. So that they can know that you watched Mayegun's diary political as a precursor. All of you going home this December. Those of you who are going for Christmas, New Year. Once they are doing welcome, sir, welcome, say, don't ever say welcome to me. And if any of them tells you, yes, so don't ever greet me. And keep going. You probably will save yourself some level of extortion. It is so embarrassing. And when you see them do the same thing to foreigners, I'm talking about foreigners who travel through the airport as well. You, that is also a passenger, you'll be so cringy. They're not paying them well. They should leave the job. Maybe they should install this kind of thing so that you won't have any contact with all these akinikus at the airports. They should install this kind of device in Lagos, especially Lagos.
Clearance for a Nigerian who has just arrived in Nigeria with an enhanced passport. This is in the second stage, facial capturing. You need to see whether it's seamless. You can do it that way. Yeah. Very successful. Welcome to Nigeria. The first ever.
Thank you very much.
First ever.
That's Abuja. So it's called the self-scan. So it will kind of like recognize your face and match it so that your passport. And once they match and it's cleared, That's you. You don't have to have any contact with anyone except if you're having trouble. If you're having trouble getting through, so they can come and assist you. Or this cab, sir, what you bring for us? Safe journey. Safe. I like you don't ever say safe journey to me. So I'm only saying, I be but don't say safe journey to me. Please, leave me alone. Do that. You won't be paying anybody. Because whether your journey is going to be safe or not, they do not have any say to that. Right? And to the ones who have actually had safe journey out of that contraption, this auntie is celebrating a first snow, something where you will get tired of. I bet this is Canada though. But he's giving the, we are saying thank you, Jesus.
Father, we thank you for 2024 winter. This is snow day, hallelujah. All things bright and beautiful, all creature great and small, all things wise and wonderful, the Lord God made them all. Praise the Lord, we are grateful, Lord. Thank you, Jesus, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
It is our first snow. All things white and beautiful, all creation white and big. You will say when the winter to basha eton, you know go fi hold camera. You go sit down inside room, they cry. What I can't do for this country. Or if you are working in a store and the winter they sharp pra. You go there inside the storeroom or wherever you go they cry. Some of you go they cry inside. What's I going to do for this country? Oh my God. But enjoy it. That's how you feel the first time. Say, oh, everywhere white. All things white and beautiful. Thank you, Jesus. Don't worry. You don't see, I told the princess, I think it was yesterday, princess was passing through Germany. And then she was like wondering what all of us they do for this country. So princess was like, it was so cold. I said, the any cold. Maybe say winter just they come. Winter is worse than it. You see that sun, we go shine. It's too sunny. So it's winter about more and you will not go feel your hand. People have had their fingers amputated because of bite. What do they call that thing? Bite frost. Frostbite. You don't see where cold they chop skin, they cut skin. Anyway, the last part of this chart is the news from France. I intentionally keep that for the last because you know how the witches, how they do. When you bring a man home and they say, hey, mama, papa, now person where I want marry be this so. You know all those witches for your area, the village people, they go to watch. They say, Unkiru, this is your fourth man where you bring come out, so make sure say you marry this one, no. They say, you are counting it for me. That kind of a thing, right? They're saying that village people, they watch you. That is how I have been watching France and Macron since he has decided to parley with thiefnubu in facilitating our recolonization, as some of the people from northern Nigeria have been saying. Yesterday, the government that, the sort of a coalition government that Macron formed with another party crumbled and it collapsed. France is facing serious financial crisis, economic crunch, that if nothing is done ASAP, it may be one of the first country in Europe to declare bankruptcy to the level that it will not go too different from the third world countries. the supposed Prime Minister of France, Barnier, also received a vote of no confidence from the parliament. And why? France is facing financial crunch and financial crisis where they are facing budget deficit. And in France, your budget deficit, if there is any at all, is a sign of a failed government. And I think it's almost everywhere. But if your deficit is believed to be below 5%, it can still be managed. And how do you do that? You would have to increase taxes here and there, cut costs here and there. Sure, you get. But the problem now is that they want to increase the electricity taxes, and then there's some other taxes in their budgets for 2025, which the House, the last election, I gave the lefties, the righties, all of them, and the centrists, it gave them the numbers of seats in the parliament where there is no clear majority. Therefore, they had to, Macron as president, had to share power with these guys. So pushing that budget through the parliament failed. And because of that, the leftists, the rightists, they moved the motion of no confidence, which then collapsed the government yesterday. Now they have until July to form to conduct another election. Until then, Macron will need to find a balance between these parties in order to endorse his new, because he will need to select another prime minister. So he will need these people that removed the current prime minister. He will need their support, okay, for another person he is going to nominate to pass through and become the prime minister. And if anything goes, and the way it is, there's no love lost. So the way it is, it simply means that if he can't do that successfully, there's going to be another election, parliamentary election next year. And before that, Emmanuel Macron may be forced to resign as well. Whatever agreement he had with thiefnubu and co, I don't know if it's going to succeed. But that is why I'm like, I am like that village people where they watch. We are watching you. We are watching you in 3D, France. We are watching you. We are. And that is where we're going to draw the curtains this evening. I am going to take calls. However, I want to give a good credit to the sponsor, our sponsor, for the phone-in segment on Mayegun's Diary Politico. That is a Yarosululah's Digital. Remember? Now, to every one of you who has checked them out before now, I am reintroducing them to you again. If you are looking for an opportunity where you can make for yourself an extra, a legitimate income, where you are also interested in learning any new skill, owning your own business, this may be a chance for you. Now, what it takes is, if you bring out your phone, you can scan this QR code on your screen where you can read everything you need to know about this, okay? And also, signing up will cost you $149, okay? And one good thing about it is this. If you sign up and you finally feel like, or you feel like maybe this is not for you, all right, then you can easily cancel it. It is your money back system. You'll get every penny back, every penny within 3 days. This is not a get rich quick, scheme. It is not an MMM. You are not giving your money to anyone. You are going to learn about owning your own digital business, marketing, and the rest of that through the professional, group who have been doing it. We have members of this platform who have actually signed up. And indeed, we are monitoring their own progress on it, okay? So thank you so much for sharing your evening with me again. Remember, if you have to go, great. But just make sure that you like the broadcast, like it, share it, subscribe to my channel as well. But if you are staying, or you have, then you want to contribute to this next segment of this charts, the number to call is right there on your screen. Use it. And when I come back, I will take calls. We can talk. Thank you. Thank you. And that is me back, right? So again, the line is always open. It may be a little bit busy tonight or not, all right? However, if you have something to add to this chat, remember, you need to make it snappy because of the busy night it is. And you have your shot. Whether you agree with what I have said, or you disagree with all I have said, or a part of it, your own chance is now, where you can tell us from other perspective, the way you probably see the whole thing. It's an interesting part of our program on Mayegun's Diary Political, where everyone has a say, right? So I have the first caller this evening, and I believe this is your first one. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir, Baba Gino.
Yes, sir.
Gino.
Brethren, how are you tonight, Baba?
Sir, I'm good.
Grand. So it's been
good.
It's been like a steamy night. Please.
Yes. All right. So starting from Macron. Whatever goes around eventually comes around. So, and I pray they all pay for this evil they've done. What they've done to all these Anglophone countries and everything. So I pray, let them suffer too. They need to suffer. Let them suffer. Let them suffer. The only thing that is bothering me right now is what Tinubu is doing now. While other countries are forming alliance, and Nigeria now is trying to form something evil with France. Do we even have any, it's appalling. It's appalling what they are doing. Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. Please.
Oh, sorry. Okay, now, Akpabiole.
No, I'm just listening to you now. I want you to I don't want to interrupt.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry. So, for Akpabiole to yell again. Baba, Akpabiole don't run mad.
Did you see where it was pretending when that guy said, I sent all of these things to your office months ago. You never responded. And it was like,
no, the narrative also around.
Emotion.
He now make a U-turn.
Surprised.
Yes, he made a U-turn that time. At that point, he made a U-turn. But like I said, I pray these fans pay for the pain they've caused all this Anglo. Let them pay. Let them pay for it, Baba. Let them pay for it.
Thank you so much.
And for Baba Farotimi, Baba Golojade, he must leave that place. Whatever we can do, Baba must come out. And hold the oppressor again. We oppress Nigerians. God will
Share. Thank you. Yeah, plus one. So that's brief and concise. Sometimes I can engage the chat, and sometimes I will want you to just kind of roll on and speak your truth. Here is your brother again. Hello there.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. Good. Just listening, enjoying what you're doing and putting out facts and, the re-education of our people, man, is very important. So they could know, man, they've been played, they've been bamboozled, And it's time, they wake up and see what is. I'm glad, glad that they arrested the young man, because it's also going to put more spark into this movement of breaking this whole thing down. And what it is like you think you can shut somebody up by intimidation. You end up making them more famous and more relevant. And now more people want to know their story. Yes. You know, like these people, they think they're intelligent, but they're not. But it's getting to a point where, I mean, it's going to build, the pressure is going to build to a point where things are just going to fall apart instantly. And then I think we're getting close to that. I hope the people that's buying all these books, I hope they read it and comprehend it and understand what's going on. So now they can utilize that in their movement of breaking that place up, you know?
I'm with you. So
yeah, that's how I wanted
to they are so powerful that they could get away with a lot. They are beginning to make more and more mistakes. And as they are making more mistakes, they are creating resistance. And more people are becoming more radicalized, understanding or realizing this truth as they are unfolding. So you're right. It's just a matter of time.
Yes. It's only a matter of time. And this thing, they think they're invincible, but they must remember it's the people that made them feel like they're invincible. When the people now wake up and say, no, enough is enough, they'll take the power away from them, and they'll see how little they are. And there's in this world that they could hide anymore, because of their result, they've chased everybody away from that land, and everybody's all over different countries all over the world. So if they try to escape, they will meet one of us there, and then we will deal with them. So there's no way to hide anymore. So they're in deep mess. All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa. Bro, thank you so much for stopping by. Again, the line is pretty much opened. And fair enough, my callers have abided by that simple instruction. Make your presentation as straightforward, as concise as possible, so that we can have as many contributors as possible as well. All right. Thank you so much. And one more thing again, let me say a very big thank you to you, Sir Lababs. So to those who probably recently joined us, okay, if you are interested in supporting this my platform, Mayegun's Diary Political, there is a one shorter way too, apart from our usual what do you call it, the super chat and the super thanks and other stuff. You can support Mayegun's Diary Political by buying me a cup of coffee, which I'm going to put the QR code on the screen as well, a quick one. So that used to be the forte of the African Wahala, brother. So thank you so much, everyone. I know the line seems to be dropping some calls. Let me see. Yeah, we've had some of the calls dropping off and all that, okay? So here, if you use the camera of your phone as well, you can scan this QR code, and then a cup of coffee is $5. So you can support my platform to those who wishes to. Remember, this is also very much voluntary, not to be forced. Okay, you are not obligated to do it. The most important thing is that just make sure that you like the broadcast, you share it as well. That one is the golden support. All right, don't take for granted. There's a clip I was going to share. It's been like a day or two now, right? And I think I should share it, but let me take this call first. Here is another call. Hello there.
My yeah, Baba.
Hey, Babo. How are you, sir?
Yeah, Baba. Yeah, good. This is Paul calling from London.
Hello. How you doing tonight, Baba?
I'm good. Very good. We thank God. We are pushing it. And first of all, I just want to thank you very much for all your efforts, your hard work, bringing us up to date with, that contraption, what's happening to our friends, family, loved ones over there, It's been really, really difficult for them over there at the moment. And, a lot of suffering every day, asking people in diaspora for, money for food and stuff. Now they don't even think about, owning their own property, just basic things of life. What they are looking for now is their daily bread. the food that they are going to put on the table. And exactly. Me, before I moved abroad many years ago, I've been part of this APC. I've been part of, all these Afenifere because I have a family link to many of them. And it's so sad to see our Yoruba, areas, our Yoruba region plunge into poverty, into destruction. Our Fulani men are attacking people on a daily basis, killing all our farmers, and at the end of the day, seeing our Yoruba president that we ought to be happy with, that is the president to do something for the entire nation. You've been preaching, like what you said tonight, they've been preaching, all these people, they call themselves Nadeko back in the days, they've been preaching restructuring, regionalism, and all of these things. And now they have the power.
When the time comes, they actually
Absolutely
kick it out.
Exactly. And now look at them, look at what they are doing. It's so sad for me. I've been with APC, I've worked with APC. I have a lot of local government chairmen as friends, as family, and what they've all said that Tinubu does not have interest of anybody. Don't let us deceive ourselves. Everything you've always been saying is absolutely true. Tinubu is someone I know very, very well. All these Baba Afenifere, Pa Adebanjo, all of them, and Pa Abraham Adesonya, Yinka Odumakin, all of them that died. Then, they died due to thinking that they are a failure because Tinubu came. He said he came in the name of Yoruba nation, that we want our own Yoruba. He was fighting with Obasanjo back in the days. You remember, the story, Mayegun, shouldn't be going back. And at the end of the day, it became what it became today. It destroyed Afenifere, destroyed the Yoruba, Yoruba groups, pan-Yoruba.
Advocacy groups. It divided
Absolutely.
It destroyed the one it could destroy. All just for himself now.
Absolutely. And now he's just there for himself and his family, destroying Nigeria on a daily basis. This deal that they just signed with France, Nigeria will be plunged into abject poverty and penury. I just pity those back home. I do the little I could do to help people. Today, I know how many people that have asked me for on a daily basis. I've called you, I've told you on this platform that there was a time that people were disturbing me. The pressure was too much. And I was thinking about changing my WhatsApp group. I told you, I asked for advice from you. And you said I should just do the one I can do. And you keep encouraging those in diaspora. If not for you, Mayegun, I swear I will have changed all my numbers. I still have the numbers I used to use back in Nigeria those days. This is the one I'm using to call you now. They still know it. A lot of people, political people, APC, and I told them that all of you supporting Tinubu back then. And I told you, if you want to choose a leader, what do you look at? Do debate for them. Let them come outside, speak to us, tell us what they are going to do. And Tinubu wasn't interested in doing all of this. And you people went ahead and vote for this man, support him. And at the end of the day, he still bribed his way in, bought the whole presidency and everything. And now you're crying. What do you expect? All of them now, some of them, their eyes are open. Why some of them, their eyes are not open? Every day by day, Mayegun, I send your video, your broadcast to people. A lot of people have blocked me on WhatsApp. I don't care. To be honest with you,
every one of them is going to come back. If they live long, if they survive Tinubu, the longer it's going to be, 2031, Abi. That's going to be like, what?
That's about 6 years time, Abi? Or 7 years. So
because he can't be president forever, we all know that.
At all.
But when he's done, they will know one thing. Just like the Fulanis are currently feeling it, that
exactly
there is no precedent. There is no precedent in Nigeria that has lifted his own tribe out of poverty ever.
At all.
It's always about them. It's always about themselves and their families. Okay.
Absolutely.
So now the Fulanis who felt pretty much like they had the presidency back then, today they are like a fish out of water. They are screaming and crying, and all the things happening to them. Every time they try to say something, people will be like, why didn't you say all of this when Buhari was there? We are trying to save some of these people again now. Let them keep blocking you. It won't be president forever.
at all. And the funniest thing is that those that are blocking me are the ones that they are, chopping from the government. Those that they are seeing something from the government. And I still have some set of people that Mayegun, they are not seeing anything from the government. They are in abject
Majority of them are
poverty.
not
They
seeing
are in
anything.
poor.
Like, I mean,
I'm telling you,
policy of
majority
government was
of them.
supposed to touch your lives, not him sharing money
Exactly.
or rice. Shey you get?
Exactly.
But they don't see it that way.
Exactly. They don't see it that way. A lot of them, they are so. Mayegun, someone called me tonight and told me that he went to a club in London. He's a friend of mine. That for the first day in his life, he met Seyi Tinubu, and the guy bought the club that night. He said they should give everybody whatever they want, and they were drinking. If you see girls, everything they were. So from there, his friends that they went together, some people got their number, and at the end of the day, they added them to WhatsApp group, and they are campaigning for Seyi Tinubu. He told me that they called him for God bless you, for governor. That they called him a few days ago. Even his brothers in America said the same thing happened to them. He has two brothers in America, one in North Carolina, then the other one in, I think, Texas. And he told me tonight, just as you started the program tonight, he was telling me that they said they need people in diaspora. They should support Seyi Tinubu for governor. This one, that one, that they know that people in diaspora, they have a lot of power. And the Nigerian government are afraid of people in diaspora. Anything they say, all these things. Mayegun, that's when I got to know tonight. When
you see the people I call the Bele lecturers, those who live abroad, that will tell you how things are bad in Nigeria. The reason why I don't take a lot of us really serious is that some of us are actually looking for an opportunity to meet these criminals too.
Yes, absolutely.
We are living in countries where we are pretty much above that shenanigans in Nigeria. But you'll be so shocked at how our people mile around all these guys when they come abroad. The same also that I'm talking about when we see them, we're supposed to show them.
Exactly.
We're supposed to tear their clothes. We're supposed to When you see the way some of our people are miling around them, taking selfie, they wanted to be their friends. They wanted to, so that they can collect their numbers and say, when I'm in Nigeria, I can call you. I'll see you when I come to Nigeria. Yet, on my very political. Now, all of us hate politicians.
I'm telling you.
It's a shame.
That is when I got to know tonight that all these politicians, all these people, Mayegun, they are watching your program, watching other people on YouTube that they are criticizing the country, and they are seeing all those things. Look at what you show us tonight. Dele, all of them, they are afraid of Arise News because they say the facts. And all these people are people that they've lived abroad. They know how things are operated. And when they are abroad, they are the ones that will, condemn the Nigerian government, the military government. They say all sorts of things against Abacha, against Babangida, and so on and so forth. And when Obasanjo was there, look at them now, what are they doing? They are even worse than all those ones. See, it's very, very sad. And this Dele Farotimi, situation is really, really heartbreaking. Dele Farotimi has always been saying the fact, the truth, supporting Nnamdi Kanu openly. He has been supporting Biafra, Oduduwa Nation, supporting Arewa Nation, and everybody because they say the truth. We are not one. In that contraption, we are different kind of people, different, religion, different tribe, different cultural heritage, different tradition. So we don't need to live together. Now they've signed an agreement with France. And at the end of the day, France will come, steal all our resources, maybe for the next 500 years. Then we will go down and down and down again.
To sustain them from their own bankruptcy. I know.
I'm telling you, France, I have a lot of people that called me. I talk to family, friends in France. They are in serious trouble, like what you said tonight. They are in dilemma, economic downturn, hardship. They've sacked their, prime minister.
2025 is bleak for most of the people in France because they want to increase their own electricity tariff, gas tariff. They want to cut down pension. The number of, the amount they pay the pensioners. There's so much things they want to cut down as well in order to balance their budgets. next year.
Exactly.
As we speak.
Exactly. They are in serious
All
problem. That's why they've
all
turned to
within a year
Nigeria.
that all these Sahel countries told them to leave.
Sahel,
Just 1 year.
they chased them away.
Imagine
Exactly.
what it's
Just
going to
within
be
1
like
year.
for another 5 years for them.
5 years. It's going to be a big problem for them. They are not smiling in France at the moment. Thank you very much, Maegun. Don't let me take much of your time.
All right.
Yeah, have a good night.
You
Yeah,
too, man.
thank you
Enjoy
very
the
much.
rest of the
Cheers, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Yes, sir. So I have another caller here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, ma.
Hello.
That's our first lady for the evening. How are you doing, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. How's everyone? Like Becky and kids?
Well, we are surviving, Thank you.
Yeah, thank God.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Thank you so much for asking.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, well done. I don't know how you're doing it, but I pray God will continue to give you the strength, the wisdom, and everything to carry on.
Thank you, ma'am.
This thing, honestly, that country, why calling just to advise those people in Nigeria? If they're expecting the people in diaspora to come as their savior, they would stay there forever. I'm telling you. Because
there's no savior anywhere.
No. Because as you always say, these people back home, they only complain and criticize because they don't have the opportunity to be in that position.
God bless you. Many of
that
them.
is why they are
It's
complaining.
not as if
Many
they
of
actually
them.
hated it per se.
No, they don't hate that act. They don't hate the act. But they only they're not there. That's what they hate. That's what they don't like.
Shore was living comfortably in New York.
Yeah.
He returned back to Nigeria about 6 years ago. They wanted him killed. He's still there with them right now. They won't follow him.
Yeah. If you want to have many enemies, go on social media and say the truth. You see how they will attack you. So, most of them, they're complaining. They don't have the opportunity to be there.
That's it.
And the worst thing is, they're not even ready to listen or to read what will benefit them.
No.
They don't even, sometimes they don't take their life serious. On social media, when you see them, what they do, how they're doing their things, something serious, they just laugh at it. They make it as, what do they do? Skits.
Yeah, they downplay serious issue. They will ask you some questions that you'll be like, why are you asking me that stupid question? Like, what kind of question is that?
Exactly. See how they hate this guy, VDM.
With passion. No?
See what they are doing to VDM. And anyone wants to tell me that they know what they are doing. Anyway, they should listen to their house now. At least in Western world, we listen. We go on this what is it called? As of Parliament, we listen to them. We know what they're saying. So they should do that and
we know
listen.
What they stand for and where they stand.
Exactly. So they should listen to their leaders, and probably they will understand where they're taking them to. Probably they will know that these people got nothing for them. Probably, but no, that is not what they prefer to do. The parties do all these irrelevant things, and then later they will be complaining. Anyways, I just advise them. I'm advising them. No one, they shouldn't expect anyone from diaspora, and If they like, they should do the needful. We already told them they should do the needful. If they don't, then
it's okay.
So be it.
Yeah.
So that is just it. The time will tell. We are not, but I want to tell them, people in diaspora, we are not happy that country is like that. We are not happy at all. If we are criticizing, it's because we have the experience. We've been outside the country and we know how things work. And we know that their government is not doing the right thing. That is why we are complaining. And we all love to come to Nigeria. We love Nigeria. We love that country, but it's not working. That is the fact. It's not working. Look at the things at the present and the way the government is ruling that country. It cannot work. They should check it.
That's it.
So
it's only a mad person that will be doing the same thing again and again and expect a different result.
And again, it's the same result. It's not possible.
It's not.
It's not possible. So that is just it. Thank you so much, Mr. Yabayegu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
all
ma'am.
right.
It's really refreshing to hear from you. I have to say, okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Same here. Thank you.
So I have here Prince Adebayo from Sweden.
Yes,
joined us.
my king.
Yes, sir. The Prince. Prince Adebayo. How are you,
my
sir?
King.
Yes, sir.
I'm fine. My king, may you live long.
He say, Ashe, Ami.
Ami. You know, I when I listen to your program today, this part where you talk about that stout at the airport, that part made me laugh because I beg.
When you kick you, they greet you as you to say.
I'm telling you. Baba, so now, this now is now in tandem with what Wike was doing in Abuja. Wike wanted to clear the beggars so that the foreigners and the investors that are coming to the state, they will not be seeing beggars on the street. It's the same thing with the airport. They don't want when the foreigners and the investors that are coming to be seeing touts. They know that is a disgrace. But did they know, is that an issue they are ready to tackle? Because all over Lagos State is full of Elcholuomo and Co. All over Lagos State is full of Admiral. From junction to junction, Baba, are they ready to tackle this issue? Are they really ready? And if they even clear the ones at the airport, where will they go? Is that not double jeopardy?
Eventually.
You see, when we who are in diaspora, when we are talking to this government that you cannot be treating your local business people and investors anyhow. They are the ones creating jobs. They don't hear. See that kind of guy that has that tourism this thing in beachfront.
What do we call it? That's a beachfront house then.
I forgot that guy.
Is that Landmark?
Landmark.
I can't remember.
Landmark.
That's Landmark. The waterfront property.
And all the unnecessary demolitions, there will be demolition shops that are paying tax. So instead of for them to use their brain and say, okay, if we construct this shop for these people here, they are ready to enter. They have the money. Instead of if you tell them move away from this site, come to this place, than for you to just demolish them. All those shacks they are demolishing. People are doing businesses there. They are paying tax. If you build low-cost business complexes, these people will enter there. They'll be paying you tax. That's how to create employment. You are demolishing businesses that can employ these people. And then a lot of them are going to the airport to be looking for daily bread. Now you want to chase them away from them. Where will they go? Because the reason why most of these people are doing this thing is for daily bread. It's not like a lot of them wish to be doing this thing.
Survival.
This Baba Tinubu self doesn't even care about Yoruba people.
There's no sign. It doesn't give a damn about Yoruba. This
guy is dense. He's so dense. This guy is dense. You left Lagos to Agboru, and now I'm sure all other states now they are going to imitate Oluomo because now we are entering tax regime. That means all other states will be copying from Oluomo, who has the blueprint. He has the blueprint. And that's the blueprint that is all over the airports. Any airport.
MC Olueron is also following thiefnubu's footsteps. Do you know that the court, an appeal court in Nigeria, said he did not win any election? He is not the NURTW president. And he is sitting there right now, disobeying that court.
Oh, Magbelossi Supreme Court now. Supreme Court is there. Supreme Court is where they deal with us now. That's what they do. That's where they deal with us. They will leave us in High Court, Appeal Court, and then enter Supreme Court, where their toy boy is there to not give them the case. That's where they deal with us now. So, Baba, these people are not ready. You see, they are putting the cart before the horse. They destroy businesses, make everybody poor. Now they are looking for tax. From where? From where the tax will come?
I mean, people are not even asking about that already. They just feel like they are doing tax reform. But I mean, pass the tax reform so we can see the next stage of the madness in that place.
They are too dense. They are too dense. Netflix is leaving Nigeria. How many people? They pay for Netflix. I can't believe it when you reveal that statistic. I'm sure.
Pay for Netflix.
100,000 in the whole Nigeria.
To watch movies.
Baba, where is it? Baba, Sebi was here. I was talking that day. I was telling you the other day when this Mumu came here. He was saying he went to one Northern here, the hub of technology, where we don't have fiber optics in Nigeria.
To do AI.
AI.
You don't have electricity. They say you are promoting AI in Nigeria. AI. Artificial intelligence. Anyway.
Who they want to see?
No, they can keep deceiving themselves. Here you get. But it is actually the right thing to remind everybody that you cannot build something on nothing. All right.
These guys are dense. They are dense.
You can use propaganda.
They are so dense.
You can use propaganda to rig yourself in. You are going to need more than propaganda, okay, to run a country.
But Baba, there's not two ways. If you don't invest in the people, you can't collect tax.
That's it.
If you are only trying to ruin their life. You can't collect tax anywhere. People are eating. They are skipping meals now. They are no longer putting attachment on their hair.
Well, some people are still buying wigs. So they are buying wigs for their girlfriends and all that.
It's from all this. The only thing that is that's why. Baba, I sent you some lists now of these South Africans. How they are yabbing Nigeria. They don't regard Nigerians, every Nigerian as a criminal. Because if you look at it, this is the reason now. If you just enter airport, everybody is begging. Everybody, you see people's fathers who are sitting down there. They are telling you, Baba, good afternoon. People's parents, their salary cannot do it.
Did you know yet that they are also delivering? They are paying their superiors. They collect all the revenue, and they go and pay their superiors. What kind of life is that? It's been like that for years.
I missed my flight because of I know this big rapper. This guy just signaled the guy in the front. They just began to look for necessary visit. I slept at the airport there. It was the Air France manager, a French guy, that one day he said, this guy doesn't fly tomorrow, I'm going to report you guys. Then I now bought Air France and flew with them. These guys help me I slept at the Abuja airport because of this same thing, because of bribe. Baba, we cannot discuss this Nigeria. Nigeria is finished.
Yeah, I mean, we'll keep doing our own part. And I believe that, so it's a matter of time. We're getting there. Thank you so much, Prince Adebayo from Sweden. I have another caller on the line. Here. Hello. Thank you so much, Prince. Hello, sir. Ma'am. Oh, hello, ma. How are you?
I did fine. Oh, how you did?
I am. How are you side?
Thank God. How is the family?
We thank God, though. We are still here. We can't really complain. Thank you for asking, ma'am.
It is well.
Amen.
Yeah, so I tried calling yesterday and I just wanted to, contribute
Please.
to some of the things that is happening in that country. As a matter of fact, I just came back.
Right.
And the things that I saw, A country where the youth no longer see education as anything because they have a sort of a shortcut of making money. Except if God intervene, that country will never move up again. When I went, the things I saw, Mayegu, do you know that now guys stand on the road, you see them well dressed, even with ladies, and they are selling drugs.
Like
police will come.
Now, not that you go to joints and
no, even they have a particular places, you know, where they sell
the
the
normal
drugs.
corners and all that they control.
Yes, and when they see any big cars, right, they will just approach you.
Wow.
So if you are, of course, if you are not part of them, you just have to zoom off. Now, the cops will come, they will raid, right? After 30, 45 minutes, or even 1 hour, you will see them back again.
That same spot.
That same spot. So it means they are just coming, take them, get money, and bring them back. So I was asking my auntie, I said, why are they now raiding them if they know they are just to take them and bring them back? My auntie said, that's the police too we eat now. That this is the norms, you know. And the truth is, you know, when we are talking about Dele Farotimi, these are the things this guy is, you know, talking about. And they just want to shut him up. Because they know that, see, they have so much captured the youth that, let me tell you the solid truth. If they say they should come out now for any protest or whatever, it's not as if they're not going to come out or people are not going to, you know, do the needful. The thing is, most of them, right? They've gotten a way of making money. So I think they are pleased with it. So whatever the government do, it's none of their business.
Doesn't matter them.
Doesn't matter. See, all these things we are seeing, apart from this, the people are shouting, people are hungry, people are hungry. People are looking for means to make that money. How do we feed? And
how you make the money doesn't really matter anymore. Just make it.
Matter at all. And they, you know, it's so easy to now capture these children because they need money. They need to eat. Just like the other caller said that girls are no more wearing weave-on. They are wearing no. And when you find out what they are doing, they are the part of people selling these drugs. Some of them, you don't want to know the kind of business they do.
Get involved.
You don't want to know. And you'll be like, what is eating you people this deep? Like, I mean, like, by the time you now find out who their bosses are, you'll be marvel.
Wow.
You see those people sitting in that office, that senate, that governors, minister. Because once the cops catch them, those are the people they will call. They'll be the one to call them back. They will settle them and they'll leave them. How will that society grow?
Like it's a pandemic.
How serious one, my serious pandemic. You see girls, they are killing girls because of iPhone waiting.
I saw a news yesterday, 6 girls who are doing hookup. They left Lekki.
Yes.
And they have not found it. I think it was, the news was yesterday, but I don't know when this happened, right? But yesterday the news broke that they left Lekki for days now. And they have not seen them.
Those girls must have been probably dead. Those girls must have, see, when my husband went to Nigeria, the friend, you know that somebody called them and said, he knows that your friend is in the country. I'm here, I'm available if you need me. My husband was like, need you for what? He said, I did you hook up, blah, blah. How did you get my number? How did you even, you know? So these are the things people are doing. Number one,
there's this, I think it's an app. I can't remember if it's an app or if it's a website, right? I think it's an app, all right? You have, you know, these OnlyFans that people always say they do, right? You see, there is an app where if you give these Nigerians, including on TikTok, if you give them a certain amount, maybe 5,000 naira, okay, so they can go naked for you to see. And it was a friend who told me that he got introduced to that. And rather than actually patronize them, it was like, it was so devastated when he realized that things have gotten this much, right? That girls, young girls, housewives, all of them, they are ready, just give me 5,000. And they will send you their bank account via WhatsApp. And then you can begin to watch them and all of those. Like, shoot it worse to end. Things really got because our multi was gone. Like, get to.
When I left Nigeria, I know that girls don't dress, like half naked, because then you see people harassing them. But these days, you see girls wearing. I said I will see them wearing. I'm like, I was asking my auntie. I know we do this in America, but it's only like in summer. You see girls like, because it's too hot. Do they do it in Nigeria? But Nigeria only so worse that you see them half naked, even on Okada. And people are just going their own. Nobody's even looking at anybody's side. Manti said, because everybody is so hungry, nobody is seeing anybody. So whatever you want to do, nobody is seeing anybody. Just do whatever you want to do to make your money. That's it. Eh? So when Dele Farotimi,
the more the economy gets worse, the worse things get.
The worst things get. The worst thing. It is so bad that you even see young guys. I mean, you see them with big chain, gold on their neck. How did they get that money? So I just pray that Nigeria will be good. You see, they are just trying to, okay, I pray they leave Dele Farotimi. Or rather, he comes out of it, because
he will.
Somebody
is just having they're just having this power toxication, or so. I mean, toxicity somehow, right? So they are feeling a power toxication. So eventually they will come down.
That is it. But the truth is, they cannot close. The truth has to be said. See, when you even go on the street, you'll be saying the truth. When you go on the street, you will see the truth. Agbero own is another one. Oh my God, it's just too much. It's just too much. I just went back and I was telling my auntie, I'm like, God, what is all this? She said,
what's going to be the future? What's the future of this place if things continue?
The future there on the street selling drugs. So I said I saw one sleeping like this on the street, his head back. And I was asking my auntie, what is it? He said, Otimo, ice. I'm like, what is ice? I was even thinking maybe something cold or whatever. Like, it's not ice water. They said it's a small drugs like this. I'm like, Jesus.
Pandemic in Nigeria right now, like pandemic.
And see him, he was even sleeping. He was sleeping on even my security go. He went and came in the night. I'm like, where are you coming from? He was talking and was staggering. I'm like, are you okay?
See?
The next day I called his boss. So I'm like, come, what is wrong? Only for us to find out that was what he went to take. So we just come and sleep. Money security in soon. Lale. Oh yeah.
Pack your things. Anyway,
lot of things going on.
And welcome back. Okay, good enough that you go back in one piece, because it's like it's like going to the war front. You will see so much things that will probably almost for weeks you still have some PTSD of the whole event. So welcome back and stay safe.
I nearly did not even come back with a dime. Like when I mean a dime,
not people as well. Like people you were supposed to actually.
I run. No, even the one that was even seeing myself. But oh my dear, may God help us. So
you have a good one, ma'am. Okay, and good night. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It is beyond saying. If a lot of people share their own experience, it is going to make you feel more scared. And indeed, the more they destroy that contraption, the more our people's lives are put in danger. We're talking about a drug pandemic, the drug epidemic in that place. It is like a topic for another day. These are the consequences of a bad leadership, bad government. People have been pushed beyond the threshold of what they can take. But a lot of people still feels like they could hold it in. I'll take one more call and we can call it a night. Here. Hello there.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello, sir.
Yes, hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
Yes. Yeah, thank God. I'm doing great. Just joined your program live now.
Oh, you've missed. We are about rounding up.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you can still
Actually, I
have your
just want
stay.
to.
Whatever you have to contribute is up to you. Please.
All right. All right. My name is Monday David. I'm calling from Stoke. Stoke-on-Trent in the UK.
Trent,
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's the first time we are actually like talking or speaking. Is that?
Yeah. This is the first time. Yeah, first time.
Of calling in. Okay. So please go ahead and make your contribution, sir.
Yes. Just hearing my voice with regards to the situation of things in Nigeria presently.
Yes, sir.
It's quite unfortunate that Nigeria has degenerated to that extent now. Just hearing the arrest of Dele Farotimi and the abuse of his rights, as far as I'm concerned, it's quite unfortunate. If somebody of his caliber could be arrested and be treated in that manner, I just begin to wonder what will happen to, the common citizens of Nigeria. So and that's why many of us leaving that country. I mean, when we left Nigeria, is as if we are not going back there again. And that's quite unfortunately that's not our intention. For example, I left Nigeria in the year 2022. That's about 2 years ago.
Right.
With the intention of possibly after completing my studies here, go back again. But Nigeria keeps getting worse and worse every day, and I just don't know what we can do to salvage the situation of things in Nigeria. It's really, really, really very pathetic, honestly speaking. I don't know what to say.
We are in the same boat on that. It becomes more so depressing when you feel pretty much like it is an hopeless situation as well. Like you just feel like it's like hopeless situation. It breaks hearts.
Exactly.
I don't think it's all lost on us at the end of the day. The more we probably identify or acknowledge all these vices, there is a chance that we will find a common ground to actually resist them at some point. That's my own belief. Anything apart from that, I won't lie to you. It is hopeless.
Honestly.
So Davis,
honestly,
thank you so much. Okay. Like I said, it's even though it is so late before I kind of have to from you, it is still a pleasure. Talking to you, Baba.
Thank you very much. I don't know where you normally start the program. When do you normally start?
Our time.
8 p.m. Yeah. Okay. What day is that? Is it every day?
Well, every day. Usually you will get to know like an hour before the start. So if you subscribe onto, for example, if you are watching from YouTube, right? When I usually set up an hour before the time. So you will see the notification. It will pop up and say, well, Maya goes so and so. And then you will see people. But if you set the notification on, that too will remind you. But if you check around 8 p.m. or half 8, and you didn't see Maya, that means I'm not coming on that night. Or usually every day.
Okay. That's really lovely. It's a very lovely program.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Well.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have a wonderful night too. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Have a good one. So our time is fast spent right now. I am going to see us again. Tomorrow is another day, which is day 3 of this illegal detention, incarceration of Dele Farotimi. The book is still selling. Currently, it is the bestseller. Everything Dele Farotimi wrote inside that book is already playing out even more to justify everything is said. It said that Nigeria's judicial system, justice system is criminal. Those who have made it more criminal are now persecuting him using the same justice system to perpetuate injustice against him. He is not afraid to defend himself, but the people that are persecuting him are afraid to actually face him on their supposed allegation. So we will stand with Dele Farotimi. If you haven't ordered your own, please do. And don't just order the book, read it. And if you are too lazy to read, when I get my own copy on Monday, I will begin to read part of it, especially the parts that triggered Akpabiole, the 95-year-old geriatric, who was supposed to just as quietly, silently, right, spend the last day of his life like in quietness, so to say, or rather, the narcissistic nature of people like him would never let them go quietly, so they won't go down without this kind of a disgrace. So they should keep it up. I will see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your night, and then or evening, and good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun diary, diary politico.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn súnrakì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnrakì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnrakì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnrakì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnrakì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnrakì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnrakì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnrakì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnrakì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.